At this point in time, our core Express app is pretty much self-contained. We have a single route handler which serves the login page. Of course, if you're writing a bigger app, you need a way to break down functionality into manageable units. Imagine you've got a dashboard which is accessible to internal users, an analytics microsite which the business team uses, and a public-facing website. In all these cases, we are breaking down the entire project into 3 distinct sub-applications, and this modularity is absolutely essential when building large applications. Let's focus our attention to one of these sub-applications. Let's say you're creating a dashboard for internal users to log in and manage some data within the organization. At the heart of every one of these sub-applications is an instance of a router. Express provides us with the built-in middleware function known as the ExpressRouter. This is at the top of every sub-application that you create within the umbrella of your core Express application. This ExpressRouter instance then mounts into the core Express instance as a standard middleware. So essentially, by creating an instance of a new ExpressRouter, you create a new sub-application, one which contains its own set of routes, middleware, and all other application logic as required by the application. Teams of developers can focus their attention on this subunit and can independently develop and maintain this unit without disrupting other such applications that are mounted to the core. This modularity is just amazing and is incredibly powerful. We will thus develop our chat application as an Express module, and even though there is only one single application that we are building, this will give you a taste of how modularity can be achieved, something that you can then implement in your own Express projects. So far, we have implemented the express.static middleware and have also set our view renderer to use the EJS templating engine. Our single route handler is implemented using Express's standard routing functions. However, now we'll start breaking out and building our chat application as a pluggable module that will then mount into the Express core. So begin by creating a new folder at the root of your application folder like so. I'll call this app. This folder will contain everything that our chat application requires, from session management to authentication and more. Within our app folder, start by creating an index.js file. Just like how traditional web servers are able to automatically load up index.html files, the require statement and the module loader implementation in Node.js is able to load index.js files if you just mention the name of the folder. If your file is something other than index.js, you can still get this functionality by dropping in a package.json and configuring its main property. Within this file, the first thing I will do is create an instance of the ExpressRouter middleware. This will be done by using the require statement to access Express and then invoking an instance of the router like so. This constructs a new router instance, and this instance is nothing but a standard Express middleware function. Next, I'll cut and paste the HTTP GET route handler for our root route from the server.js and into this index.js file like so. The only change being, I'll edit the keyword app to refer to the router that we have just created. Now using module.exports, let us export out this router instance like so. This turns our router into a module, and this also sets the foundation of our chat application. Back in our server.js, I'm going to first create a constant called chatcat, and using the require statement, I'll point to the relative path to my app folder. As mentioned earlier, this looks for an index.js file within the folder and it brings that in. Next, right before the app.listen statement, we'll mount our newly created router middleware by using the app.use statement, where the first argument would be the root route, because this is where our chat application would need to be made available, and followed by a reference to the router instance which we had exported using the variable called router. By typing chatcat.router, we get the instance to our router middleware as created within the app folder's index.js file. If your project has multiple such sub-apps, all of them can be brought in, and using multiple app.use statements, all of them can be mounted in, although their routes need to be different in that case. Let's refresh and see, and our app works just as expected. To test our router instance, I'll declare another get route on /info, and this one just sends back a text string called test page. Save the file so that NodeMon can restart our app, and if we now go in the browser, the root route works fine, and if we do a /info, you can see the text test page in the browser. So let's get rid of this test route and let's see what we have next.